Next segment of our show, Stashed or Blasted. This is kind of where we have like so much to talk about for a change, which is nice, that we just throw some topics in here and we kind of rapid fire through them. So, Ron Howard says he's open to returning to Star Wars. He did an interview with Metro, and he says that he'd be open to coming back to direct a future Star Wars project, but only if he feels like he'd be the right person to tell his story, and if the story itself was an interest to him. Well, I want to say it's a Solo 2 sequel, but that seems very unlikely. Jesse, real quick, what are your thoughts?
I would love for Ron to come back 100%. I think I'm on the same page with him. I don't think we're going to... Sadly, I don't think we'll see a Han Solo Part 2, which does kind of hurt because I did enjoy the Solo story. So,
especially with that cliffhanger at the end, you have a lot of room to go.
Ron is a very talented individual,
yep.
And I think he definitely has a place,
His daughter has a place right now in Star Wars storytelling. Bryce Dallas Howard. Did I get that right? Yeah, I did. Bryce Dallas Howard. His daughter.
She's going to direct an episode of The Mandalorian.
Might also act in an episode of The Mandalorian. So does that maybe play in a role? I mean, I feel like the family is still quite tied to this galaxy.
Fatherly advice to his daughter about, this is what I learned while I directed Star Wars and picked up the pieces of Solo. I don't know. I'd stash this one. I'd love to see him come back, but I don't think we'll actually see him come back.
David stashes it?
I'll stash that.
I'm going to stash it too. I think he comes back, especially with all of this direct-to-streaming content that they're going to be creating. How could you not have him come in and do a couple episodes? Mandalorian. Oh, it makes so much more sense. In Season 1, you have Bryce Dallas. Why not have Ron come and do an episode in Season 2? Because you're getting a Season 2.
I'm cool if she directs, maybe a cameo. I just don't want dialogue. Nothing personal, but you have to have that separation.
He's also pretty busy. We got to keep that in mind. He does a lot of documentary work. Willow 2 is not happening. We're not quite sure.
That makes my heart sad a bit if it doesn't happen. I love Willow.
I like Willow. I don't know if Willow needs a sequel.
If it's done well, if it's properly done.
That's my issue.
Was Willow 1 done well?
Was it not?
Well, whether you have an opinion on a Willow sequel or thoughts on Ron Howard directing a Star Wars story again, let us know down in the comments below.